Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to another Rust video. Today we're going to go over everything you need to know, what we know about the Rust beta from Double 11 themselves, the developers of Rust on console. They've put out a brand new FAQ and it looks like if you hadn't signed up for the beta test, it's too late. You will not be able to take part. If you didn't receive an email, chances of receiving one will happen. You will maybe get one, but if you haven't signed up before 21st of February, you are not going to get a chance to take part in the beta, or the closed version anyway. I've got all them details and we're going to take a look at Rust on the PlayStation 4 updating. Yes, it's been updating. I've told you guys, I was the first one to show you months ago, maybe a year ago, that it was available on the PlayStation, not just the Xbox. We knew it was there for the developers to play around with. We've seen Gary, the creator original of Rust, showcasing it on an Xbox picture on his own private account. And since then, you can even download the Xbox version, but you can't play it. There's an error. And as I said, the PlayStation version has had like 2 or 3 updates in the last few days. So I'm going to go through all that stuff and clarify a few facts and maybe some mistruths about Rust coming to console. So let's go. PS, come and join my Discord. I'm already set up channels. If you're a PS4 head and Xbox head, you just want to share your Rust screenshots, and we're going over everything else you need to know. Here is the proper home. Not making a video every 2 days talking about the same nonsense, only when we got proper legit news. I'm going to be having proper servers up and running for Xbox and the PlayStation, but be prepared for a little bit of a Negan and Saviour's roleplay. So it looks like a lot of the Rust websites have gone a little bit of a makeover. Now the order site for sign up for their beta is still available, but from their FAQs, which I'm going to go through, you will not be able to take part anymore. So the first part of the FAQs is pretty much saying that don't be fooled by any phishing scams. It goes on all the time. I get at least 3 or 4 fake emails from game companies every day saying that I can play this game or I can get free keys. Always use a burner account for your Pornhub, people. Top tip. The only things they'll ever ask from Double 11, the only things Double 11 will ever ask you for is the platform, the region you're currently living in, and your Microsoft account email address, because you need that if you want to actually take part through the Xbox Insiders. Now, some of you Xbox fans will know that if you take part in the Insider program, it's got its own special rules, that if you break that, you could even risk losing access to your Xbox account. Now, I was joking around yesterday in the comments saying that I was going to break the NDA and show it. Of course not, guys. I've taken part in loads of testing in the past for all sorts of games. I've never done that. I was only having a mess around. But for sure, someone's going to leak it, and it does look like Double 11 are going to come down hard on them. But why? That was my big question in yesterday's video. It felt a bit strange that a game that's already been teased for updates that are coming, like the brand new train and tunnel system for the Rust PC version, the fact it's got testing servers and that we can see everything they're working on through the commits, why they're being so secretive. They've replied, even though we are getting closer to launch, there are still a number of things we will need to test out and some unexpected bugs might pop out. For this reason, we believe that this beta test will not represent what the player experience will be like on release, so we want to keep it behind closed doors for now. So fair enough, maybe I was a bit OTT yesterday. That does clear it up a little bit more, and it's only going to be a few weeks. The limited beta test is going to end on March the 29th. So it's going to be what, maybe 4 weeks by the time everyone gets access to it. No one I know, you guys been telling me in Discord all day, no one has said they've got their second email confirming that they will be a part of the limited test. Lots of people got info saying to sign up and give them their preferences for the consoles, but no one has actually come back to me yet, at least anyway, or I've seen it anywhere across social media, saying that anyone's got the second invite. As soon as we get word about that, I will do a video, I will do a story, I will do a post on my community section, and it will be all over my Twitter. Now, once you take part in the limited beta test, you will be able to carry on playing in further tests. So it does look like eventually they're going to have not an open test, because I'm sure they don't want everyone joining, but everyone that's signed up will be able to join the part of it, the second part of it. And that's kind of more in line with what I expected. As long as you don't break the NDA, you'll be able to participate in future beta tests. So they've said they're going to send another email if you get access to the limited beta. If you're having problems trying to reply to the first email that you got, give it a try again in 5 or 10 minutes. They've had lots of demand. The tests are only going to be in America and Europe at first, but they will add new regions in the future. So that does look likely that won't be until after March the 29th at least. As I said, if you do break the NDA, your beta test status will be removed, you'll lose access to the game, all video streams and screenshots will be removed by us as well, and you will not be able to participate in any future tests. In order to avoid this, please don't share any information. Quickly just goes and deletes this secret beta channel. We're opening the first limited beta test for those people that have expressed an interest and waited patiently from as early as 2019 when we opened signups until February the 22nd. So that is it, guys. That is it for the limited beta test, at least anyway. More opportunities may come in the near future, and we'll be sure to communicate any further beta updates if and when there's an opportunity. So there's no guarantee, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like they might not bother. It does look like they've got pretty much all the info they need, all the replies. I'm sure they've had thousands and thousands of people say they want to take part. If you were signed up to the newsletter before and including the February the 21st, you should have your email in your inbox. Make sure to check your spam and promotion folders. Keep in mind, signing up multiple times doesn't increase your chances of being invited for the limited beta test. Once your name is on the list, there's no action required until you get the participation confirmation email. If you didn't make it into the limited test, what now? Once the limited beta opens, we'll slowly be adding more players over the following weeks. This will not guarantee your participation, but you'll have more chance as we expand the test. And there we go, guys. So hopefully that's cleared up a bunch of stuff. The limited test is only going to go on until March the 29th. If you try signing up to the beta at the moment, it does look like your chances are going to be limited, but not maybe 100% too late. But what I'm reading there, since they mention the dates explicitly about the 21st and 22nd of February, I really do think they've probably got as many people as they need. But you never know. After the 29th of March, it looks like unless anything goes horribly wrong, they may start thinking about opening the beta test up a bit more and more people be invited. And that's when I hopefully will be able to stream, screenshot and video record all of our gameplay. It's only going to be in America and Europe. It's a good shizzle. Next up, there is now a brand new Rust console edition page. What's really super interesting about this is the fact it doesn't just say Xbox or PlayStation. Is it going to be happening? Are we going to have crossplay between consoles? I will say it for the crowd at the back. There is no crossplay between PC and console. There's none planned. How do I know this? Because they're being made completely by different teams. Double 11 are in charge of the pool. Face Punch are in charge of the original game. Face Punch put out updates every single month. They're updating the game on a weekly, 2-weekly basis, sometimes 3 or 4 updates in 1 week. They've got test servers, they've got lots of feedback going. They have nothing to do with the Double 11 pool other than maybe just a bit of advice and obviously signing over the rights to them. Every game you've ever played, other than maybe like Atlas on console, a survival game, it's always a few weeks after PC. There's been a few instances like Conan Exiles that have managed to update, but that's because it was DLC and it was planned far out in advance and it was one hit. And even after then, it's taken weeks to get bug fixes, much more than PC. They don't want that headache, so what they're going to do is separate it a little bit more. So no crossplay between PC and Xbox and PS4, but there could be crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation. Now, I've not seen that 100% confirmed anywhere, but judging by what they're starting to call this, they're not calling it the Rust Xbox edition, they're not calling it the PS4 edition, I do firmly believe it could be possible. Will it be there at launch? Maybe not. It might be something that will come in time. But yeah, I think that's what's happening. If you remember the good old days of Minecraft, it was Minecraft the PS4 edition. It was Minecraft the Xbox edition. But this just simply is always listed as Rust console edition. Rust is currently going through updates every single month. There's no way they're getting that done for PC and then porting it over for Xbox and PlayStation in time. It would mean that the PC would have to slow down. They're not slowing down development on PC, so it will be separate. So there's no tweets on this at the moment. Go and follow them. I'll leave the links down below. There's nothing, there's no likes other than Alistair McFarlane, which is where I found this from. But they did go ahead and like a tweet from Joker, who's been giving me a little bit of information as well. The fact that Joker's also put a date of March the 2nd is when he thinks the beta is going to go live, and they like this could mean it could be coming March the 2nd. Again, a little bit of, hearsay with that one, but they've gone ahead and liked this for some sort of reason. So big shout out to Bread Pebbles that came in with some of this stuff as well. It's all good stuff. Hopefully it clears up a few misconceptions and you've got some answers. Of course, there's lots of things still to know, whether or not keyboard and mouse is supported, whether or not the plugins are going to be there. How quickly is the store going to be implemented? Will there be Twitch drops? All that I'm going to try and answer best as I can as we get more information. But there we go, that is the status at the moment. If you haven't received an email, well, you may still get into the beta for sure. But if you haven't actually even signed up yet, chances are you can probably forget about it. And just to finish off what I was talking about with the PS4 patches. Now, when I say it was updating, I mean, we don't know exactly everything that was in them updates because no one's bloody playing it. But it has been updated. There is a website that lists every single PlayStation patch that goes forward. Even for games that aren't technically even on the market, they're usually left blank, or brand new releases that have just come out. Like I said, I showed this to you guys, I think it was last year, after we saw that it was on the Xbox store, and some of you guys have been telling me that the Xbox version has updated as well. Now, interestingly, they only had about 2, maybe 3 updates up until October, bearing in mind the announcement was made in 2019, so nearly a whole year they've only updated the beta 3 times. That to me says that they weren't working on it as much, and it seemed like they was only working on the EU version of the update rather than the American one, but it does look like they've updated it a little bit more now. And in the last week alone, we've had at least 2 updates. In February, there's been 3 updates for this behind doors kind of version. While it doesn't give us bundles info, it does point that these patches are around 2.8 GB. Now, normally when you're cooking a game or cooking in updates, sometimes they are about the size of the game early days. So I reckon Rust might only be around 2.8 GB when it comes out. I could be wrong, maybe it won't be, maybe it's massive, but it's not a huge game on PC either. Not compared to other big survival games like Ark and Conan. So yeah, it could be around that size. And here you go, I'm just signing up for it. And as you saw, it just said graphical improvements, gameplay elements added, updated in the last few updates just before the last couple. So there we go. It's been active. It looks like it's more active than it has been in ages. So it's definitely going to be happening very soon. Judging by the way the last updates were in October and I do believe November, I think they were trying to launch it then, but something went wrong and that's why they ended up leaving it so late to let us know and why they obviously delayed it. Once we get info about the Discord we can join and talk about the limited beta, I will let you guys know. And as always, for no clickbait, well, 99% no clickbait, and no messing around 20 videos talking about the same old bullshit, make sure you subscribe to me, make sure you got notifications on, and get ready for some Lucille loving when Ratbag and the Saviours comes to Rust servers in the future. Laters! Console Master Race!